And we are live. Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports for some Champions Cup rugby. It is the Bulls versus Bristol Bears, and a big game for the away side. We are they're over in the UK, and an important game now for the Bulls, and Bristol are about to walk out, so we're a little bit late, so we'll just catch up on a few things in a second, stuff like that, but welcome to the stream. Great to have you. Let's do a bit of a check-in. Let me know where you're watching from, and who you're supporting, for example. And yeah, let's try and settle in. The team's about to sort of run out, so we have a little bit of time. We'll go through the teams in a little bit, as well as sort of talk a little bit about some of the form and some of the permutations, I suppose, of the match today. So yeah, let's get stuck into this a little bit. As Mascot Sear leads out of side, we're gonna go through the team in just a second. As he's putting it up, and yeah, I think it's do or die, really. Do or die for the Bulls here. A loss would mean qualifying becomes pretty unlikely for them. Whereas if they were to go get a victory, they can put themselves right into contention to go through to that sort of last 16 and then go into the playoffs. And once you get to playoffs, well, play rugby. You never know. It's going to be difficult for any South side, really, to sort of go all the way. Given sort of the travel challenges and stuff like that. But yeah, never say never. Never say never. It will be a matter of time until the South team eventually does win this tournament. And yeah, when it happens, wouldn't surprise me if it's a team like the Bulls, to be fair, which has so much previous success and so much history of winning, really big trophies and stuff like that. But we do have kickoff as Bristol go down the right-hand side. Bulls do receive kickoff. It's a horrible kickoff. It's been knocked forward there from Bristol, so it's a knock-out advantage as Jan-Hendrik Wessels takes into contact. And Bristol gets his first kick of the match, which is contested, and it comes off the legs of Ulrich Lowe and then comes off, I think, a Bristol player, actually. Yeah, initially the knock-on, so it will be a Bulls scrum, which will allow us to go to the team, shall we? So we'll start with the home side, which is Bristol. In the front row, it is Sam, Graham Slaw, Gabriel Ogre, George Kloska, Josh Colleyfield, Joe Batley, Stephen Loiter, Daniel Thomas, Magnus Bradbury in the number 8 jersey there. Kieran Marmion will partner A.G. McGinty in the halfback pairing. Your centers will be James William and Stefan Bernard Janssen van Rensburg. James Williams, Gabriel Ibatoya, Noah Hewitt as the two wings, Max Malins at full back. Off the bench, it will be Will Capon, Jack Wilmore, Max Lahif, Joe Hohen, Jake and Harry Randall, Virumi Vakatawa, Richard Lane, and then for the Bulls, it is Gerard Sterkamp, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Wilco Lowe are currently packing down in that front row. They've got Renard Ludwig and Ruan Vermaak behind them. Mascot Sear captaining the side alongside the likes of Ulrich Lowe and Impilo Gomez. A huge scrum here from the Bulls, by the way. They do get a penalty as well. What a start that is. Ulrich Lowe, as you can see, patting the lads on the back there. But a huge scrum that from Clara Stenenkamp and Volker Lowe. At the back line is Ambrose Papier and Johan Goosen, Sergio Peterson, Sebastian de Klerk, the two wings. In the midfield is Harold Forster and David Creel. At fullback is Devin Williams. Off the bench from the men from Pretoria, it will be Tian Langer, Sapir Mantanzima, Kuta Unu, Ruan Nokia, Dion Slavert, Keegan Johannes, Chris Smith, and Henry Immelman, who hasn't played a lot for the Bulls over the season since making that switch, but does get that opportunity today. And it's not a bad line from the Bulls there. And taking quickly here from Bristol. So looking to try to up the ante. A bit of space on the left-hand side, yeah. And it's dab through, I think, about Bernard Janssen van Rensburg. Well gathered, though, by Devin Williams. A bit of pressure there from Ibatoye. Bulls now with possession. Just as this camera angle is very strong. We're miles. It's almost like an aerial at the top there. So Bruce Pierre on the left-hand side. Little chip over the top for Johan Goosen. I think it's Ulrich. So Harold Forster who's chasing it. And he's completely missed out on that one. Actually, really good work in the end there by James Williams. That's a decent carry there from Le Tour. Now Bernard Janssen van Rensburg shakes off David Creel. It's a nice carry from the South African. Pops it up as well to keep it alive. Little inside ball there. Oh, it's a huge thumping tackle, though. Now Bristol on the left-hand side. Spins in the tackle there, does Daniel Thomas. Williams caught in the ball there. Back down the left-hand side, Bristol you got a 2-on-1 situation there, but Taylor Forster's knocked it on in the tackle. I think it'll just be, or has it been a penalty actually from the sounds of that? Yeah, it is a penalty. So a little bit knocked down is the call from the referee. Can I get a poll going? So who do you think is going to win the cash as Bristol go to the line? So you can go and vote. You decide if it's going to be the Bristol win, a Bulls win, or a draw. Those are your options there. Go and vote in the poll. First line for Bristol, a good line as well. Bit of space, not brilliant pass there from Army. In fact, that's been ripped in the tackle here. So it's a knock-on advantage here for the Bulls. Renard Ludwig carries it up, the youngster. Now Sebastian Clark down to the head for Sergio Peterson. Sergio Peterson chips it back over the top as well. Good work there. But really good pace being shown by Noah Hewitt. But Sergio Peterson putting a lot of pressure on him. And eventually the Bristol Sport comes back. They've got possession back. That's outside the 22s. Good work there from the Bulls. So good early pressure here from the Bulls. Taking his time here is Kieran Marmion. Looking for options. I think he's going to go to the boot here. This is high in the air. A couple of chases. That's a really good take that from Sergio Peterson. He's drifting down the right-hand side. You're looking for options here. Try and find a bit of space. Starts to cut inside. It's a good tackle. And he's completely isolated. That'll be a very... No release. There's the call there. So it's a penalty. This is right in front of the pause, actually. So this could be the first points of the game here for the Bulls. So Sergio Peterson, an interesting acquisition from the Bulls. Not really an obvious sort of candidate for Jake White, but I think he's a great player. He's got a good skill set, decent turn of pace, very good awareness as well. So I think he'll have a good time here in Pretoria. So they're taking the points here, the Bulls, and it's a good strike there from Johan Goosen, who turns immediately. That ball will sail over the top. And first points of the day for the Bulls through the boot of Johan Goosen. Out on the left-hand side is Albert Lowe underneath. That's right down the right side, rather. Albert Lowe started taking from him. Not under too much pressure. And driving outside the 22, so it's a nice solid carry from him. Ambrose appears to go to the boot. And it's gone straight up. Hasn't gone particularly far at all. And Ruin for Mark has knocked it on, so it'll be a Bristol scrum. He's completely unchallenged, actually, in the end there was Ruin for Mark. No, if Bristol seemed that keen on actually getting onto it. So we got a bit of time off here. No, Hewitt getting a bit of a treatment. Doesn't look particularly happy. Right, so let's have a look at the table, shall we, and talk about how important this game is for the two sides. So if you look at the Champions Cup tables at the moment, Bulls kind of sitting in third place. They're ahead of Bristol. Bristol got the one, well, both teams have got one win. So they're actually tied on 5 points. So the winner of this we can go up to about 10 points if they were to get a bonus point. A free kick there for Bristol. Quickly taken by Magnus Bradbury. And he goes to Bernard Janssen van Rensburg. On the right-hand side. Good little step inside as well by Joe Batley. And Klosko throws that back in. A bit of space almost opening up for McGinty, but he's quickly shut down. Harold Forster over that ball. Slowing it down. Eventually comes down the left-hand side. It's dabbed through. And Sergio Peterson has just... That actually might actually work out pretty nicely. Sergio Peterson bounced his performance, so he decided to kick it rather than try and pick it up. And he's driven Bristol back towards the halfway line. Oh, it's a big tackle. Now on the left-hand side, you go Bristol, and that's another knock-on. Could it be another penalty, or is this going to be a genuine knock-on? I think it will be another penalty. That's 2 back-to-back penalties out for the Bulls for deliberate knock-ons, so they need to be a little bit careful. We've got a review for power play here, I think. So we want to see if this is anything more than just a penalty for Johan Goosen. I don't think it will be. No, it is deliberate and cynical, apparently, so he is into the bin. Goes Johan Goosen. So I said that to be careful. Well, too late. Pretty silly in the end there. He said no chance really of catching it, so he has been binned. And that's the worst possible really start for the Bulls. You go get some points in the thing, not a bad start, and then all of a sudden, bang, you're down to 14 men. And losing your fly half, your goalkeeper as well. So in terms of players to lose, don't get much more important than that. Nothing there from Bristol, from the line out. Good hands, though. Really good hands. And it's still going. McGinty. And then 5 minutes out here. Bristol on the doorstep here. Oh, great. It's a good carry from him. Pick up and go here from Stephen Luatua. Magnus Bradbury now. The ball's come loose. But picked up and gone again is Graham Slaw. And just outside here, Bristol. It's a pretty poor pass. As a pop back all the way to Max Malins. So all the way back to almost the 22 here now, Bristol. And rebuild that momentum. Oh, great. Solid carry from him. But the ball spilled on the right-hand side. And now there's a bit of space. David Creel's going to kick this downfield. Max Malins going to go back. Sergio Peterson leading the chase here for the Bulls. But he's throwing that back inside. I'll tell you what. That's really good awareness in the end there by Ibatoya. He's being hunted down by Bosa Perez right up towards the touchline. That's a great offload back inside, actually. Oh, jeepers, and that's been smashed. I think it's a double knock-on, so it eventually will be a scrum for the Bulls. Bit of a frantic patch to play that. I'm actually going to put a fan on. It's a bit hot over here. Looking at that line move there from the back of the scrum. They got really close in the end, actually, to Bristol. Good scramble defense up from the Bulls because, yeah, especially now, I mean, in terms of a time to concede, you can see a try just after going down to 14 men. All of a sudden, heads could drop a little bit. You can lose a little bit of momentum. So it's important not to concede there from the Bulls. So we saw the Bulls absolutely decimate Bristol in a scrum earlier. So I'm sure that'll be a similar tactic now. Get the penalty. I don't really have a goal kick. I'd imagine... I think Harold Forster can kick for poles. Imagine that... something like a David Creel probably could. Devin Williams, potentially. Bristol Bears, maybe. But my gut says, we have a force to operate the tier channel. My gut says that a penalty here, they'll go for the corner. But first things first, they've got to actually have the scrum itself. The ball is put in, and already starting to work their way. Yep, there it is. But it is used by Mpilo Gamedi. Penalty advantage for the Bulls. Re-roll the dice. Go back for the penalty, right? Yeah, I'm sure the Bulls will go to a corner, try and run that clock down. 6.5 minutes left for that sin bin for Jan Goosen. Yeah, I guess they're cool. Yeah, actually kick for touch. Right, so big opportunity here for the Bulls to start at 22. Jan Vest needs to make sure he hits his mark. It's a bit of a messy line out, and Wilco Lowe's brought it down, so that Bulls still do have possession. Moscow here, always a willing ball carrier, gets away from one. Solid carry from him. Now falls back to Gerard Steenkamp. Was part of a Springbok squad last year. Now Mpilo Gamedi, if it skipped and goes to Albert Lowe, he makes a yard or two. On the left-hand side, it's Wilco Lowe, the big tight head. Bernard Ludwig now. Also good to see it. Bulls trying to sort of up the tempo a little bit. Mpilo Gamedi. Nice. It was pretty upright in the carry there. Managed to make a meter or two. So Bulls just grinding their way. Jan Vessels, he sees a bit of space, but it's a good tackle on him though. On the right-hand side, back to Reinhard Ludwig. Now the player injured, I think it's Wilco Lowe. Gerard Steenkamp on the angle. Devin Williams, that's good handling. Oh, and Sergio Peterson's got a bit of space. Sergio Peterson comes inside. Oh, that's brilliant. Horrible tackling, but what a try that is for Sergio Peterson. And the Bulls with 14 have scored. That's a really good finish. He had so much to do here. His second try in the competition. This is pass over here to David Williams. Bang, on the angle there. Just creating that 2-on-1. And then bang, inside. It's a pretty poor tackle attempt by Hewitt, but Sergio Peterson times it so well. It's a great little moment there from Devin Williams. Just sucked in two players to give Sergio Peterson that space. Bang, steps inside of the tracking left Hewitt. And bang, you can just see bang, that left foot. Not the first burst to be undone by the left foot of Sergio Peterson. Won't be the last for Hewitt, but that's a really, really good moment there for the Bulls to be able to go down to 14 men, still get a try. Dylan Smith there, running the water. And as I mentioned, that Krill party kick, he was the one that's got the kicking tee here. Probably his first kick was close in his career, right up to the right hand side. And I tell you what, he's nailed it. On the right hand, almost the touchline. Gary Gold laughing over there. That's a nice little moment for David Creel. Playing it outside centre, not a position he's played a lot of rugby in his career. Now having to kick for poles, not something he's done ever in his career. So ticking off a few things on his career sort of checklist today. So 2.5 minutes left on the clock here. So the Bulls having gone down to 40 minutes, scored 7 points. If they can get to Johan Goosen coming back without scoring without conceding any extra points, rather, that'll be a perfect segment of the game. And Bristol Bears goes to the boot. Once again, not got a particular lot of distance there. Sergio Peterson is around. This time can't take it. Backwards is the call, so the Bulls have got the ball back. Marcel could see it. Big carry from him. Ubo Spears taking his time. Now goes to the boot. Good take there from Mary's bit of space. And a penalty for not riding everyone from Marks, completely impeding Kieran Marmion. It's a pretty easy penalty to concede there. Bristol trying to sort of up the ante a little bit. You can see every single time they get a penalty, they're just trying to up the tempo. Try and really sort of extend this ball side. Get them moving. Also important to try and use the one-man advantage they've got for another about a minute or so. A good handling there. It wasn't the cleanest of lines, but really, really good work from Ogre. Into 22, Bristol going on the left-hand side now. Oh, it's a big tackle. Albert Lowe, Master could see it teaming up. It's a thumping tackle that on George Klosko, the Georgian prop. Bradbury now being put under pressure down the left-hand side. Bernard Janssen from Rensburg. Nice okay there from the South African now. So Bristol still going. Joe Batley there working hard in the tackle, as is Stephen Luatua. Now down the right-hand side. A couple of options. Starts to go himself. Gets his hands to the tackle here. And back in there. Oh, I tell you what, a bit of a juggle. But almost something out of nothing there. And Bristol go over. That's a really nice moment there from AJ McGinty. Saw a bit of space. Just hold on to the ball. Got his hands to the tackle. Kieran Marmion running a good supporting line. Yeah, it's McGinty just drifting, bang. Hands to the tackle, pops it up to James Williams, who then gives it off to Kieran Marmion. After a bit of a juggle, Marmion managed to get the ball down. Bristol hit back, and as I said, this is the time where they really like to not score with the ball. Just try and get Jan Goosen back onto the park. But the good news, I suppose, for Jan Goosen is even if they get this kick when he comes on, the circumstances of the game wouldn't have changed. It would still be a 3-point game, which is what it was when he got that yellow card. Right, first kick of the match here for AJ McGinty. Pretty straightforward one. And over it goes. Right, so scores at Ashton Gate after almost 20 minutes. Well, 20 minutes on the dot, actually, just about. And Bulls 10, Bristol 7, halfway through the first half here. Right, so here it is off, and Lane is on in his place. I think it's an HIA, actually. Mark from the kickoff going to the boot, trying to find touch. And will find touch. It's actually a decent touch behind that from Kieran Marmion. Good scrum of options here at Bristol. Kieran Marmion's a good player. You then got Harry Randall off the bench. That's a nice line. Rose to Pierre, though. Goes himself. Player was up quickly, preventing the offload. So it was well read in the man by the scrum off. Albert Lowe. Trying to get the balls back on the front foot now. Goosen back on the park, so he can remove that yellow card. Goes high. It's just outside 22. As it bounces off the back of Sturgill Peterson, actually into the hands of Harold Forster. So the Bulls with possession just outside the 22. First player goes to Jan Goosen. Jan Goosen fires it out towards Devin Williams on the bounce. Devin Williams, that's really good work. Fires it out towards Sebastian de Klerk. Comes back inside. Solid carry that from the wing. Bulls on the front foot here. Mbrosa Pierre now has tripped and he's completely isolated. I'll be very surprised if they manage to get this ball back. They do. Albert Lowe picks up and goes. Bulls 5 meters out. And I was about to say, a complete mess of a rack. And a lot of Bristol players there going off their feet. Conceding the penalty. And Albert Lowe tried to take it quickly, but will be pulled back. All right, decision time here for the Bulls. Probably go for the line out. I'll think about a scrum, to be honest. The fact that they've had back-to-back scrum penalties. They do go to the line out. We're just saying hello from Cummingsburg. And Aqualand, best of 2024 to you. Hope for a fantastic rugby for the rest of the season. Thank you, and to yourself. Yeah, 2024. Oh, yeah, we go. Obstruction, penalty from the Bulls. That's really, really poor. Just, yeah. Peeling off the left there with the Bulls, but illegally so deemed the referee. So penalised for obstruction. So a chance goes big in there for the men from Pretoria. Not on the right hand side, cheapest me. I said there's just like no structure whatsoever to this game. I think the referee, the commentator just mentioned the term helter-skelter, which is probably quite accurate. But I suppose that's kind of what Bristol want to do. You can see they want to up the ante, try and keep the tempo of the game pretty high. Throw the ball around a little bit. Oh, bit of a fumble with the line out. Kieran Marmion has to pop it up to Ogre. On the left-hand side, to Bristol go. Man's at first receiver. Not too many options, and it's been kicked and it's been knock on advantage here. Now turnover. I'll tell you what, this space in here. And Sebastian Clark's left it behind. He should have kicked it, I think. David Creel's dumped on the ball, and he's going to be out. I think if Sebastian Clark kicks us ahead, I think Bulls could potentially score. Quickly taken, though, from Bristol. And a bit of pressure. Well dealt with in the end by Ebatoya, who's fired the ball downfield to Devin Williams, who's got Sturgill Peterson to his left. He does fire out to Sturgill Peterson. He gets spot from one, then passes back up to Devin Williams. Sturgill Peterson looking at the wraparound. Chips back inside it to Devin Williams. And here comes Reynard Ludwig. Reynard Ludwig, is he going to go over? He's over, and he's got it down. Yep, referee says a try. Bulls score once again. What a try that is. That's something out of nothing. A couple of Bulls fans in the crowd. They might have a check here, but the referee initially awarded it. What a pickup, and then a good leg drive. Gets over. And then turns and places. Yeah, I think that's all good. Oh, no. Oh, no. Has this actually been knocked out of his hands? This could actually be brilliant, brilliant defense here from Williams. Oh, is this... I think it's separation here. I think James Williams actually has done brilliantly here. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna stand. It's so well done by Williams. There we go. Close up. Is there clear separation? That's the big question here. I tell you, it's close, eh? This is gonna be a very, very interesting decision. You're not in circles yet. No one's really ready to make a decision. So the question is there clear separation here? As you dots this down. It's not a lot to be conclusive, to be honest. It's quite a difficult decision, this. So I don't think there's anything clear and obvious to say that there is definitely separation. So I think this actually might be awarded. You're looking at it over and over and over again, trying to see if there's a gap, if there is clear separation. I'm not convinced there's clear separation. So this might yet remain a try. So remember that because the referee awarded, they've got to find a reason not to award the try. So they have to find like clear separation and a reason not to award the try. So the card in the try will stand. Right, so try has been disallowed. So Moscow made the point. He said, "Well, the Bristol player not then knock it on, and then Reynald Ludwig, because it would have been knocked out backwards out of Reynald Ludwig's hand. Then he had another go. The referee saying no, never did ground it. So it'll be a goal line dropout. I think Jake White, busy watching the replays there from the looks of it, looks pretty unmoved at the moment. But anyway, so we ended the poll there. So 49 votes and 91% of people are reckoning Bulls will win. Rich saying, what do you think will be the rugby highlights for 2024? I think the Six Nations could be interesting. Lots of injuries prior to play for. Yeah, I'm very, very keen for this year's Six Nations. I think, as you said, lots of big players are not available. So it'll be very interesting to see the squads and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm very keen for it. I think it'll be interesting to see how England has progressed, how Wales and Scotland do. Good work that by Max Mansell, kicking behind by Jan Goosen. And then good old torpedo comes out. Jan Goosen is back there to field it. Comes on the right hand side, Sebastian de Klerk. Looks to straighten to de Klerk. And I think Bernard Janssen van Rensburg, he has won the penalty. That's the brilliant work there from him. And playing advantage here, eventually gets driven out, so they'll go back for the penalty. Really, really good work that from Bernard Janssen van Rensburg, winning that penalty on the ground. And John Binks saying go for Bristol on the 8%, going for the Bears. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a difficult one to call. Right, so look at Bernard Janssen van Rensburg, who's been player of the match 2 of the last 4 games, by the way. Getting over Sebastian de Klerk, winning that ball on the ground. Definitely not releasing there from de Klerk, so pretty easy penalty to give. But tremendous work there from the former Cheetahs player. Born in Pretoria, but never actually played for the Bulls. Good line out on the right-hand side. Do Bristol go. So carry there from Jans van Rensburg. Pick up and go there from Williams. Had a good match so far as Williams. Couple of nice carries. Had the try assist there. He's prevented a try. Klosko caught in the ball a little bit. Now goes back to Williams, who makes his first mistake of the match. And the commentator's curse hits again, unfortunately. Yeah, just knocking it on. As I've been saying, he's had such a good game. What was the final Sharks score, by the way? I was actually watching cricket. 38 points to 7, and they needed that. That'll actually push them right towards the top of the log. Oh, they're on top of the log. Cheetahs still to play later, but important win that for the Sharks. Which is saying, I think it could be Italy this year. Dear, good old Italy. I just hope that I just want to see improvement, really. If I can just see, Italy continuously improving, I can get behind them. I've got a very expensive Italian jersey I bought at the World Cup, so yeah, they could actually become like a half-decent team. I appreciate that. That's another big scrum from the Bulls. They're having an absolute field day. And there comes the penalty once again. So big said, you get a haircut. Looks good. Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you. No, well, a couple of weeks ago, actually. I need to go get another one, to be honest. This is actually just the post like 2-minute shower after a run look. So, yeah. I appreciate it. That's supposed to go yesterday, get a haircut. Not that it's that particularly long, but it's so hot at the moment. It's just having, like, any sort of mid to long hairs, I'm out for it. Completely out. Let's look at the thighs on Vilko Low. What an absolute unit. Oh. Had a very good song for him at Harlequins. Anyway, a bit of a messy line there for Bulls. Marcel Garcia carries it up. Embrace up here. Good carry there from Ruin for Mark. I really rate Ruin for Mark, actually. Nice hands there from Ulrich Low. No, in fact, he actually held on to it. Made some good ground, though. Captained the Bulls a couple of times. And that's another really good win on the ground there from Bristol. Not releasing his Mpilo Gamedi. Slightly isolated there. And that's a good kick towards touch. I was just not good enough on the ground there, really, from the Bulls. Clearly needs to be a bit better. That's the second penalty that Bristol have won on the ground. Oh, this is not good at all. This is Vilko Low coming off, by the way. He looks like he's in a lot of pain. I don't know if he's holding his... Yeah, that looks like it could be a collarbone. That's a huge blow. He's been playing like 80-minute shifts, for example. So, Kutan, we haven't seen a lot from him this season. Made the move from Sharks, but he'll get a decent outing now. He'll play a full, a good 50 minutes now. That's a massive blow for Jake White, because Vilko Low has been tremendous for them so far this season. And even in this match, they've been really good at scrum time. So another replacement over there in Richard Lane. Hanging in the air, Jan Goosen, who fumbles it a little bit. Eventually manages to catch it, though. Pick up and go there from Jan Hendrik Wessels. Still going. Pops it up as well to Renard Ludwig. That's good continuity that from the Bulls. Now it goes on the right-hand side. Goes to Marcel Coetzee. Bryce Pierre lifting it high in the air now. Good take that from Richard Lane. Sebastian de Klerk there to make the tackle. Bit of a kicking baton now. Williams sees a bit of space in behind. That kick might have gone too far. That he's just... Oh, my goodness, no. That's going to be a scrum all the way back where he kicked it. Needs to hit house. He's completely overcooked that there, has Devin Williams. And another, speaking of tight heads, Now time for the Bristol tight head, George Kloster, to give him a treatment. So we could see two tight head replacements in the first half here, actually. Be interesting to see what that does for the scrum battle. Harris Stilich's been having a pretty good time. So was Wilco Lowe, to be fair. So break and play here. What 7 minutes left in the first half. Solid first half from the Bulls. Bristol are sort of growing into the game, I feel. But yeah, I think Bulls will be relatively happy. We're going to see another replacement here. In fact, we could be seeing 2 replacements. Like both props are going to come on here for Bristol to try and sort of stop the. Yeah, so he has been replaced. He has been replaced. There has George Kloska. So Max Lehev will come on as well, but so will Jake Wilmore. So I think that's tactical, actually. So I think Graham Slaw has been replaced here from a tactical point of view. And that's brave from the Bristol coaching staff. They were being hammered at scrum time, so they've decided to make a call. Graham Slaw getting the hook, so he won't be particularly happy about that. And we are going to have a scrum here, so it'll be interesting to see how the 2 new props do fare. Kudum Tunu's first scrum of the day as well. And yeah, saying it's a bit hot to have here, but yeah, no, true. Wow, at times. Richard saying, yeah, so a couple of injuries for the players, by the way. So at the moment, injuries wise, we've got 3 players off in this first half. Well, actually 4 replacements. 1 is tactical though. So Noah Hewitt was replaced earlier on. I think it was an HIA. So you'll see after the half time whether he'll come back on. But George Kloss has been replaced with an injury, as has Wilco Lowe. So there's been 4 replacements so far in this first half, plus a yellow card, plus 2 tries. So it's been quite an eventful first half. Which say, final question, what's up with Sharks? Player fatigue, bad coaching, or just no commitment? It's not good for SC Rugby. We need all teams to do good. Yeah, we spoke about this on the fan forum. It's difficult to really sort of isolate what's going wrong. We've decided basically a bit of a culture issue, potentially, just just doesn't seem to have a functioning culture, and players maybe just not quite aligned at the moment. Maybe it's a commitment issue, for example. So I'm not entirely sure how they solve it. But yeah, it's difficult to know exactly what the issue is there. By the way, another scrum penalty that for the Bulls at the scrum. So the 2 props not helping for Bristol Bears. And it was Max Lev who got penalized there. So that's 4 scrum penalties, by the way, in this first half for the Bulls. That's I mean, that's a huge stat. Da, 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 da. Yeah, solid work there from David Creel. Bulls in the front foot, chat. Steenekamp, it's okay from him. But he's been, I'll tell you what, he's been pickpocketed as Ulrich Lowe. That's really, really good work. And Devin Williams has been turned here. Good take from him, but actually a penalty advantage here for the Bulls. And you're all the way back to 22 for that penalty. Right, so the ball's on the 5-meter line now. Pick up and go from Hendrik Wessels. But once again, penalty at the breakdown for Bristol. Now, but afters. No, this is particularly good. Christina comes on the floor there. Now there's a bit of a scuffle on the right-hand side as well there, Jan Hendrik Wessels. And McGinty's, I mean, what are you doing here, mate? You're a fly half. So Jan Hendrik Wessels, really good tackle in the end there. And it's Williams at the breakdown. As I did say, he was having a good game. Great tackle from McGinty. Courageous tackle. The rewarding Jan Hendrik Wessels is a tough first to stop, and McGinty gets nice and low, brings him down right in front of Williams. He gets over very quickly. All in all, really good work there from Bristol. And surviving at the moment, surviving. So McGinty back from a long-term injury, actually. Nice player, actually, from what I've seen from McGinty. Plenty of experience. I haven't watched him as much as I probably should. But a decent start here. But he's missed our touch there. Inside ball down to Shirtle Peterson. Shirtle Peterson. The hands of Devin Williams. Ball's back on the front foot. Sure, they're busy playing. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is busy watching on because there wasn't touch. And they're going to be bringing all the way up to the right-hand side. I think they're just outside Bulls territory. Well, it's a bit of a messy line. It's not forward here. No, backwards to the call. Williams is still going. Still single-handedly trying to pull Bristol through the top. That's a nice little inside step there. Space, ball over the top. Good hands, cuts back inside. That's really good work there from the Bristol into the 22. But Bulls did not turn it over every single time either the side gets somewhere. The other team is really good at just creating a bit of moments. Turnover ball, Jan Hussen. Now Bulls looking to try and run this out potentially. Long pass out from Creel towards Williams. Wasn't the best pass. Ball back inside. Clark, who's left it behind. Now this could be paying the price for playing in your danger zone. Oh, jeepers me. He's been absolutely cleaned out there. Knock on here for the Bulls. Still trying to play inside their own 22. Not really learning here are the Bulls. Burst appear, quick ball there to Jan Hussen. Jan Hussen goes to Ulrich Lowe. Ulrich Lowe down the left-hand side. We could look at a bit of foul play here because I tell you what, I think it was Daniel Thomas who looked like he was completely clotheslined. He is up and okay, but we might have to look back at a bit of foul play. Now, TMO Pan has checked it and said it's all good. And Rosenpier taking his time before finding a clearance, and I think he'll look to try and find touch, but he won't find touch. Max Malin's up against the touch line. Getting a bit of space, but then slipping right in front of Reinhard Ludwig. And a penalty for obstruction against Bristol Bears. A couple of really, really sloppy mistakes creeping into the game here. Both sides, actually. Right, Jan Hendrik Wessels, who's a player who is very highly rated by Jake White. I think he's one of those players that if he doesn't make it, it'll be his fault because Jake White's going to give him absolutely every opportunity possible to make it at the highest level. Very, very big fan of Van Hendrik Wessels is Jake White. He's the one that suggested the move to hooker. It was a prop. But, yeah, has made that transition. Right, so it is a last opportunity here for the Bulls. The clock has gone red. They're just outside 22. You're on the right-hand side to Albert Lowe. Now Peter Gamedi. So Bristol just, finishing the half with a bit of defense. They could use another turnover. Well, there it is. There's the penalty they get. And pretty sure, given how deep they are inside their own half, they'll just tap this, kick it out, and just go into the shed. 3 points down, yes, but they'll feel like they're very much in this game. Yeah, I don't think they're planning on playing here. No, they are. They're kicking towards touch. They want to keep playing here, do Bristol. You can see there's a bit of a discussion about what the best decision was, whether they wanted to kick it out or tap it and kick it out and take half time. That's another penalty at the breakdown there for the Bulls. Really need to try and work on that. Missing the likes of Marco van Staden. So it'll be interesting to see if... problem is they've got 2 locks on the bench to the Bulls. That's really good. That's a really good line. And off the ground from Bradbury goes to Thomas. Outside the 22. Now Bristol looking to try and maybe have the final words. But that's a horrible, horrible pass. Been thrown towards the left-hand side. And Gerard Stennekamp actually going for the intercept and has knocked it on. So half-time. 10 points to 7. The Bulls do lead. Very even game. Bit of a messy game at times. Bristol have had their moments, as had the Bulls. Probably both sides being a bit more clinical in the second half. But, not too much separating the two sides to Ashton Gate. We're going to go through a little bit of a break. And we'll see you guys after halftime. Right, and we are back for the second half. The Bulls leading Bristol Bears 10 points to 7. And Bulls playing right to left with kickoff. And do get things underway as they go down pretty central, actually, towards Max Malins, who deals with it pretty well. Right, so a big half ahead now for the Bulls. A win over there will take them to the top of the log, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, actually. And very much put them in a good position to qualify for the playoffs. Whereas a loss could all of a sudden mean that they could be a little bit short. They do have a home game next weekend, which will obviously be a big boost. Because playing out of Pretoria in this kind of heat as well in the sort of summer is a massive a benefit for the Bulls. But a decent exit there for Bristol. A bit of a strange first half. Not too much continuity. Sometimes the game lacked a bit of flow. There was some nice moments in it. 2 pretty good tries, actually. But hopefully we'll see a bit more sort of structure to this half. And early lineup here for the Bulls. That's outside of 22. So, it's stolen actually by Bristol. But that's really good work. Luatua is bundled touch by Rose Pierre. Good defense there from the scrum off. Christian, I believe you can watch it on EPCR TV, for example. You might need to, depending on where you are in the world, I don't think it's actually available in South Africa. I think it's about €5, something like that, to watch sort of per game. I don't know if there's a monthly pass. I assume there must be. But yeah, EPCR TV, I do think have all the games. Yeah, so I think it's €8 for a pass. I don't know if it's a monthly pass. Or if it's a season pass, who knows? But yeah, and I'm pretty sure you can watch all the various games on that. Right, so we're going to put another poll in here, which is going to be, will the Bulls hang on to win? So let me know. Bulls hang on to win this game. A simple yes or no question, as everyone from Mark gets a bit of attention. They do have 2 options on the bench, though, in the forms of Dion Slabbert as well as Ruan Nokia. So they do have options. Do. Right, so Ruan Nokia is onto the park, by the way, makes a return from injury. Good timely return now in the new year for Ruan for Nokia. Bulls have really been lacking with a bit of locks. They've had to they've been a lot of youngsters coming, the likes of Janko Swanepoel, for example, Rand Ludwig doing a lot of heavy lifting, Dion Slabbert, new signing from the Pumas, having to do a lot. So yeah, having Ruan from Mark, having Ruan Nokia back, big boost now this for the Bulls. So it'll be a Bristol scrum. And they've really struggled at scrum time, have Bristol. The scrum's gone down. It will be a reset. I'll tell you what, old Max Lave is not having a good time here, and I think he could be in danger of getting sent off if he doesn't come right here. He's been around as Max Lave, has been played for Bath, played for London Irish, had a season at the Rebels, I think it was. And it's another penalty for the Bulls. Yeah, and a yellow card. Yeah, what did I just say? What did I just say? Called it. You don't see that very often, but yeah, I mean, he's been absolutely hammered. So they even made this was he's an injury replacement, by the way. So I think we're gonna go down to uncontested scrums, unfortunately. But he just hasn't been able to get it right. It's coming on, and Gerard Steenekamp has had his numbers since the beginning, and he's now conceded another penalty. I think 5 penalties, scrum penalties they conceded. Right, so this is a big opportunity now for the Bulls. Bristol down to 14 men. As I said, could be uncontested scrums, which would be a big loss for the Bulls because, yeah, they've been hammering them at the scrums. It's been like a base almost guaranteed penalty every single time. So, from that perspective, not great for the Bulls. But, yeah, that one-man advantage now. The question is, can they make it count? Now Bulls looking for that rolling more. Still going, in fact, and they sort of pull that Andrew Vest across. But now it's gone down. And it's another penalty for the Bulls. So Bristol really saw out the discipline, yeah, or they could be at risk of losing another player. And the Bulls, with a lot of momentum, have got to make this count. They're going to keep going to the corner, yeah, the Bulls, not taking the points. Another good line out this time. It's Van Ludwig, who's the receiver. And once again, they've been penalized for obstruction. They just can't get this right, can they? It's bizarre. So it's obviously like a tactic that they're trying to use, and they're just not getting it right at all, the Bulls. It's the second time they've been penalized in a similar position. So that's why I said it's sort of, I think it was before or after half time, just need a bit more clinical. And that's a scenario where that's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, you can't get yourselves into these areas to score consistently and then concede soft penalties like that. Very, very frustrating if you're a Bulls fan watching that. Pretty good more defenses for the Bulls, and they eventually do use it. So Kieran Marmy goes to the air. Lane is chasing, as has been Janssen from Rensburg. And McGinty. And it's been spilled, but D'Ambrosio Pierre throws us back towards Devin Williams. Now he's got a bit of space to Devin Williams. He throws a long pass out towards Virgil Pease, who's got Creel outside, and he does go to Creel. Creel's going to chip and chase here. I think that's Kieran Marmy, or it could be Williams, actually. It's really well done as well. Find some Bristol support as well. Down the right-hand side, they do go. Now, once again, they're going to the butcher. It's a really good take there. Oh, I'll tell you what, Devin Williams has done very well. But it's a huge counter-ruck, and they've actually, it was such a good counter-ruck that they went past the ball. So the Bulls still have it. No, in fact, Bristol have pickpocketed it. Good hands there from Caulfield, and goes back towards him. We're going to keep the ball alive here at Bristol. O'Gray, it's a nice carry from him. Caulfield once again, almost caught in the ball there. Looks like almost a high tackle then, O'Gray. Looks like Kutsia got away with one there, to be honest. McGinty, inside ball there to Williams. He's had a really, really solid game so far today. Good work there for Maidens. And then the knock on there from Sergil Peterson. So it'll be a Bristol scrum, which is not the worst result when it comes to, well, actually, I said this will be interesting now to see what the story is. You know, is this a going to be uncontested? Because Bristol lost their tight head, who was the replacement, an injury replacement as well. So they can't bring on Kloska, who was replaced with an injury. So I think what we're going to see here is we're going to see Sam Grahamslaw will come on. I don't know if either of these props have the ability to play or scrum at tight head. So it looks like Ibatoya is going to be sacrificed. And unless one of the hookers can... yeah, so Ibatoya has been sacrificed there. So they are going to bring on... Surely they're going to bring on Grahamslaw once again. Again, they'll just have to depend on whether somebody can play at tight head. What is going on here? Yeah, so good. Yeah, it's going to be uncontested scrums here. But then why is Ibatoya off if they've not brought anybody else on? Yeah, so it is uncontested scrum here. Ball pops out to Marmion, but I'm a bit confused because Ibatoya's gone off. I think because they were looking to put on a prop, but then they didn't. And I'm pretty sure he's still off. So this makes 0 sense. I think they're actually coming down to 13 men. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. McGinty just dabs in behind, driving the Bulls back. Not a bad idea. All right, now can we get a bit of a confirmation of what's going on player-wise? That's a penalty there. Quickly taken by Johan Kursen. He's offloaded. I'll tell you what, there's a bit of space. Numbers wide, good hands. Devin Williams has got Sebastian de Klerk outside him. Still goes Devin Williams, inside, outside, goes to the boots. Does he have the pace to Sebastian Klerk? Oh, just run out in the corner there. Close, close, close. Innovative from the Bulls. Nice idea from Johan Kursen. Well executed as well. Just taking the line quickly. 3 minutes left on that yellow card. Yeah, good carry there from Magnus Bradbury. Sergio Peterson trying to get over the ball there. So Bristol trying to run things up from inside their own 22. It's a brave call. Not sure it's the best call. It's the right call, but it's brave. Another pick and go. Can't really exit at the moment. I think Kieran Marmion is not going to go to the boot or kind of run out of players ready to pick up and go here. Only ball carries. Does go to the boot. Will find touch here with Kieran Marmion. Yeah. I just don't understand why they've got 13 on the field here. And it's a ball, yeah, that's silly. Silly from United Rugby Championship. Got that very wrong, did the young Bulls hooker. So it's a free kick for Bristol. Mistakes at the moment. Quite a few of them. And really hurting both sides, to be perfectly honest. Just a bit sloppy. So I said, even the first time, a bit sloppy. That little interplay that we had by the Bulls after that penalty was much more like it. We need a bit more of that. So I think something about the uncontested scrums. They haven't gone down to they've gone down to 13 players. So Bulls have got 30 seconds left playing against 13 players. So need to try and capitalize, but it will be a Bristol line. It's not the worst kick that from Devin Williams. Just sort of a bit of game management, putting Bristol back inside their own half. Pretty good running maulers from Bristol, and the clock is up, so they'll be able to go back to a full contingent after this play when the ball the next stoppage. And Marmin goes to the boot and just hammers this downfield. Kind of a bit of an anywhere will do type of kick. Now Dim Williams with a space. Goes to Turtle Peterson. This is the last opportunity for the Bulls to attack with Bristol down to 13 men. So we'll look to keep the ball in hand here, I'm sure. Go to Marcel Kutsia. Right, Jan Kirsten fires down the right side to Harold Forster. Harold Forster looking to straighten. Finds a line break. Harold Forster is through. He's got Mbose Pierre's inside. He's got Sebastian Klerk on his outside. He goes to Sebastian de Klerk. He comes inside. Still going as Sebastian de Klerk. Pops it up to Mpilo Gamedi. That's good support play from the number 8 who's arrived. He's still going. Now driving through. Gets his freezes up to Mbose Pierre. He's trying to jump through a gap. Or he's still going from Mbose Pierre. He's eventually brought down. McGinty just holding onto his leg. Bulls on the front foot here. Jan Hendrik Vessels. Can he get through? Kutup. Oh, there it is. The big leg goes over. Love to see a prop diving over a try line. Things you love to see. The big tight end with the big dive. That's his first Champions Cup try. Look what it means to him. Massive smile. He's going to see that's going to be on his face the rest of the day, the night, the week, the month, the year. But it's all from Harold Forster. Probably offloaded slightly early, but Sebastian de Klerk just really well inside. He had a couple of defenders, and Mpilo Gamedi as well. Sort of. It's a really good run there for Mpilo Gamedi because first of all, he sucks in 2 or 3 defenders. Plus, he allows the support player, and then Mbose Pierre is trying to jump through a gap. Sort of like McGinty eventually manages to bring him down. Then they just run their hands. And it's a nice pass. Janet Best on the angle. Manages to free his hands up. And Kuta, bang! Well, I'll tell you what. Ashton Gate foundations were tested there as Kuta went diving over there. And Jan Hurston has added the extras. They're back to a full contingent of Bristol. But they are now 10 points behind the Bulls. And that was Brose Pierre's final contribution for the game. He has been replaced by Keegan Johannes. Good player, Keegan Johannes. Nice, exciting young player. I really like him. So, yeah, I reckon you'll see a couple of changes. Yeah, so at this stage, the Bulls will go into 3rd place behind Bordeaux and Leon. Leon have obviously played a 3rd game. Bordeaux with a game in hand. I think you have to come top 4 to go through. And your 5th place drops down to the Champion Challenge Cup. So The Bulls at this stage would go through and Total Pieces has been balanced touch. Well, it's come off his boot into touch as you're trying to chip ahead. So this is a really, really important game, an important victory. They do get it here for the Bulls. Right, here comes a big player for Bristol. Sean Williams, I thought, had a brilliant game. Well, James Williams, rather. I don't know why I've been calling him Sean Williams the entire day. But Vakatawa, the French centre, inside centre, comes on. And what a player to be able to bring on at this kind of stage. International pedigree and very large. Large and in charge is Vakatawa. Got 10 tries and 32 tests for France. Into the midfield he goes. Right, it's almost 20 minutes in the second half. Another big scrum, this, and it's the first scrum since Mo come back on. And I tell you what, Bulls are still giving them a real go. So it could be trouble here for Bristol. Right, scrum, yeah. Keegan Johannes, ball in hand. And shock and horror, another scrum penalty for the Bulls. Kuta celebrating, not as much as he did when he scored his try, but yeah, problems here. Huge problems at the scrum time here for Bristol. And that's the 6th scrum. I don't think I've ever seen a team be so dominantly out-scrummed every single time as today. It's been absolutely mental, actually. I mean, it wouldn't take a great coach to be able to dissect this game and look at it and say, right, well, the scrums need work. And it was actually a better hit from Bristol, but then going on to his knees there, so illegally so. So I suppose a mini victory maybe in terms of not being hammered backwards for a change, but still struggling with the legality side of things. Just sharing the link on social stuff like that. By the way, we'll be live for the next game as well. So Storm is taking on Sale. Should be quite a cool game down in Cape Town. Yeah, we'll check you there. And then Rudes, and I think, see, I've got comments from Rudes. Sangosti DP, absolute legend, captain, my captain. Thank you, Rudes. Hope you're well. Rudes will be with you tonight for Lions versus Montpellier. Kubas Reinach versus Nico Stay in a very second string Lions side. Very keen to see what some of the youngsters can do. Nice little inside ball. I tell you what, Kuta, playing a little bit of confidence, a little inside ball there from the tight head. Man starting to dictate play here. Now all the way back to Johan Goosen. He goes to the boot. Marcel Coetzee and Harold Forster. Harold Forster trying to get in front there and falls back to Marcel Coetzee. Good offload as well to Creel. A little chicken wing offload to Ulrich Low. Ulrich Low on the angle is brought down on the right-hand side. Keegan Johannes there. Fires it back in field to Johan Goosen, looking for options. Goes to his captain, Marcel Coetzee. 7 phases so far, yeah, for the Bulls. Up quickly in the defense then. Johan Goosen has been hit hard in the tackle. Lahif, they're trying to get win back some favor with his teammates after that yellow card. Guignan almost caught in the ball there. He likes a little bit of a snipe. Goes to Mpilo Gamedi, who's really working. Oh, jeepers, I tell you what. Bulls, in having Mpilo Gamedi playing the way he is, as well as Cameron Harnicom, are absolutely blessed in the number 8 position. I mean, Mpilo Gamedi is making yards every single time he gets the ball. Keegan Johannes fires it out towards Geostina. Comes still in the park, though. It'll be interesting to see when we do see some Puma Tanzima make an appearance. Munster winning. That's very interesting. Busy playing Toulon. It's a huge actually result if they get it, especially with the fact that Munster are basically playing their children, given the fact that they've got no players available. You want to see an injury crisis, go and check out the Munster injury list. Anyway, the Bulls, 17 phases, now Sebastian de Klerk just sort of dabs in behind. Peter Gamedi is there to put a bit of pressure on Max Maiden, who's slightly isolated. Now Peter Gamedi wants to put pressure at the breakdown. And eventually support us. No, in fact, he's throwing it back. I tell you what, can you do anything wrong at the moment? Turnover ball here, kicking your hands, fires it out towards Cyril Peterson. They've got numbers here to the Bulls. Jan Goosen. Good pass out there to Devin Williams. Devin Williams, one more. Just come back inside. He throws one player off. He's just short. Gets his knee to the ground. They need to recycle this nice and quickly. Albert Lowe shows and goes himself. Spinning around. Just short. Just short. I think they scored that. So Sebastian Clout's gone over. I don't know how that happened, but hey. Cheap as me. Bit of something out of nowhere, that. And Pedro Gamito with the steal, maybe slightly off his feet, but this is really hard gotcha from Albert Lowe. He's just fighting. You see the ball, he gets dislodged. I think he gets ripped out of the tackle. Oh no, Albert Lowe's actually scored it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Albert Lowe's actually scored it. I just saw Sebastian de Klerk with it. But Albert Lowe actually managed to reach over and score it. Ooh, is there separation? I don't think so. I think this for me looks alright. One was ruled out in the first half. Right, Jan Goosen. Try is all good. It's a nice kick as well. Right, now the Bulls in the driving seat. 64 minutes played, almost 65. In charge, 22 points to 7. And they'll have 24 points to 7. And Bruce saying that the Bulls their own worst enemy. Well, this is the thing. They've now, in the last 10 minutes, flipped the switch a bit, and I've been far more clinical. It's a really good take on the kick off there from Harold Forster. Richard say I had to go through some farm work, call for the Bulls. We had Kuta diving over the big tight head. We've had Ulrich Lowe going over as well. So that's been the two try scorers for the half. Kicking Johannes onto the park. I'll be interested to see who else we might start to see now. I reckon we could see Dion Slabbert quite soon. I'm very surprised we haven't seen Sapir Tanzima just yet. Kirstenekam still putting in a shift. I'd like to see Henry Emmelman get some minutes. A little chip over the top from Alex McGinty. It's a nice option. Bernard runs from Rainsburg's after this. But Devin Williams does really, really well to get back. I'm very impressed with Devin Williams this season. He's always been a cool player to watch. Bit of a maverick, tries things. So I think he's had to be a bit more measured in his game since going to the Bulls. The Bulls are now playing a bit more of an open and a more attacking type of game, and expansive, I think is a good word. And he really suits that. So him and Villaluru, I think, will be nice options at 15. Kick over the top, Max Maidens does very well, but then loses the ball. Ball goes backwards. Eventually falls back to Maidens, who goes to Thomas. Tour. Ball back inside, but straight into the hands of Jan Hendrik Vesels. Now he's got pace. He's not slow. No one's catching him. And he's going to go over. And that should be it for the Bulls. The bonus point try. Bulls running a riot all of a sudden. Disaster for Bristol, trying to force the issue. And that's just purely them trying to get back into the game. And as they've thrown the interception to one of the quicker hookers around, Jan Hendrik Vesels, he actually reads that so well. I think he deserves more credit for that. He had Sergio Peterson. He was always going to go all the way. No one was ever going to catch him. But look at this read. You can see as soon as he goes down, he's reading and he's going up. There you go. That's so good from him, actually. That's really good awareness. And he's a hell of an athletic player. So, yeah. Hello, Scrum lads. Hope you're well. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, lads, we will be live for the Stormers game. Kickoff is in about less than 40 minutes. Stormers versus Sail Sharks in Cape Town, the Kaapstad. So we'll be live for that game. I will be live for that game. And as I mentioned, Ruud, the Ruudmeister, he will be with you guys tonight for Lions versus Montpellier. And I believe it's him tomorrow for the Cheetahs game as well, if I'm not mistaken. We had Carl earlier for the Sharks game. As a Sharks fan, managing to watch Sharks win is quite rare. So, yeah, I think he had a decent time. And I'm not mistaken, it is Ruud once again tomorrow for Cheetahs versus Power. Right, Henry Randall is on for the Bears. A couple of changes here. So that's the end of Marmion's game. I think there'll be a couple of other changes as well. Pilo Gamedi. That was almost like the Artie Severe dummy. There's Pio Matanzima, by the way, is on. Nice player. The young Lucid. Growing a lot. Growing very quickly, actually. His rate of improvement has been what impressed me the most. Keegan Giannis goes to the boot. And penalty for offside. That's frustrating from the Bulls. Max Malin's looking to take it quickly. Has taken it quickly. Goes to McGinty. McGinty was aware. McGinty looking at, for a couple of options. Offloads to Bernard Janssen from Rensburg. He gets the offload away back to Max Malins, who started this entire thing. He's drifting towards the right-hand side, trying to get his hands to the tackle. It's a good tackle in the end from Oscar Tsia and Sapir Matanzima. Now McGinty. To Thomas, who's very isolated on that right-hand wing. Back inside from Randall. And that's the replacement hooker, Wilkapon. Oh, his numbers here. Bernard Janssen from Rensburg decides to straighten. Oh, it's a huge thumping tackle on him from Marcel Coetzee. That's it from Pretoria with love. Now Vakatawa. Sebastian de Klerk over that ball. And he wins the penalty. That's really, really good work there. Elric Lowe with a nice low tackle on the big centre. And Sebastian de Klerk just waiting for him to hit the ground. Bang! And what Bristol would do so well in terms of those turnovers in the first half, we've all of a sudden seen a bit of a shift from the Bulls in the second half. They've won a couple of turnovers. Sebastian de Klerk, I think, is cramping a little bit there. They do have options in Henry Immelman and Chris Smith if he is more than a bit of a cramp. I think that's what it looked like. Do. That's a nice line for the Bulls there. A couple of changes here. Owen's on for Latour. Keenan on for Thomas. And there's Ronald Ludwig continuing to work. No Dion Slabber just yet. Sapir Matanzima, his first carry. He loves to have ball in hand, does Sapir Matanzima. Oh, there's Henry Immelman. It's a nice solid first carry. I assume he's on for Devin Williams. Unless that's, yeah, I think that's still the best in the track on the right hand side. So Henry Immelman on at full back. That's a nice line being run there by Albert Lowe. Bulls looking for their 5th try of the game. Oh, that's a big mistake, but he's knocked it backwards. And then it's been a penalty for the Bulls. They've taken it quickly. Well, there we go. It's Harry Randall. Sergio Peterson has brought him down. Looked a bit high. I think the referee's okay with it, though. Big counter-ruck, though, here for the Bulls. And they won it back. And Pilo Gamedi is thrown away. Ibatoya. He's had another big game as Pilo Gamedi. I mean, if you've got Cameron Harlequin running around and you've got the likes of Gamedi coming on for it as an impact player, or vice versa, you're in a pretty good position. As the Bulls. Giannis lifts it up for Sergio Peterson to chase. Sergio Peterson looking to try and time it, but McGinty does well to get away with him. He's had a good game, actually, as McGinty. He goes to Vakatawa. He's brought down by Mpilo Gamedi. Good hands here, good hands. They've got numbers here. That's a really good pass as well. Good pace on display as well. Ball back inside to Max Malins. No, he can't quite get there. But Bristol on the forward, on the attack here. Capon. Owen now. Just come onto the park. His first carry of the day. Randall down the right-hand side, yeah. Another good carry there from Owen. Now McGinty looking for options. Gets away from Williams. Just good work. Not Williams, rather. Now, a bit of space for Ibatoya. Steps inside. Chris Smith there to make the tackle. He's on for Jan Goosen, I assume. Eight phases this now for Bristol. Probably their best sort of period of the match, actually, I'd say. Now, good ball out towards Bernard Jans van Rensburg. He finds himself on the wing. He makes a few yards. Albert Lowe, really silly. Completely off his feet there, grabbing the ball. Not quite sure what the thinking was there. And Albert Lowe, yeah, that's cynical. That's silly, silly, silly for him. He's actually been binned, so that'll be the end of his game. Pity, he had a good game until then. But, yeah, pretty cynical and pretty blatant. So the Bulls will finish the match with 14 men. The result is, you know, already pretty much guaranteed. I mean, Bristol are going to have to score, what, 4 tries to try and overtake them in 7 minutes? Not quite possible, is it? Do. Oh, the ball's gone back, but Capon's managed to get onto it. And there's the opposite number, Jan Vessels. So I don't think we're going to see Tian Lange here. Pity. I think he's actually making his debut if he comes on. Haven't seen much of him. Jan Kroblock currently injured. They didn't, and they chose not to bring out Akaf van der Merwe. So instead, back in the youngster, born 2002. So yeah, and if you want to feel old, 2002, and he's on the bench for the Bulls. South Africa under 18. 21 years old. That's Van Rensburg to Ibatoya on the corner there. Yeah, good try. Good try. That's just the numbers game at the end of the day. Well, and you can also listen to Scrum Lash. She said 17 likes, 62 watching. Smash that like button, 100%. Let's see if you can get that likes up. And obviously, this game will redirect you guys to the Stormers game, which starts in almost half an hour on the dot. Stormers versus Sale Sharks. Before the final game of the evening will be Lions versus Montpellier. I think I might order myself pizza. I might sit on the couch. I might enjoy that game, actually. Rudes will be commentating. I'll have Rudes on the side there. And try and synchronize some streams there and hear Rudes talk about, there he is, Tian Younger, the youngster, as well as Dion Slavitt, who's also not particularly old. To be fair, that whole being born in the 2000s, I mean, we're 2024 now, isn't it? So it's going to be far more of them as the 90s babies approach 30. That's me in 2 years' time. Bleh. Right, so 12 points to 31. Bristol Bears desperately trying to get back within 7 and try and get something out of the game. Looks unlikely. If another try quickly could put them in contention. So Bulls just need to be a bit disciplined here. It's about game management because Bristol, well, I'll tell you what, they got their tails up and McGinty, it's a great little offload. Magnus Bradbury now, but they're still inside their own 22, so got to go for sort of the full length of the field here, do the Bears. Now, but a space on the left-hand side. Where's this been from Bristol the entire day? Max Malins coming inside. And Andrew Vest was making the tackle in a strong outing for the hooker. Probably one of his better ones, actually. It might be a bit of a hallmark performance for him, actually. Sometimes you get those games where you just kind of sort of start to feel comfortable at the level. Inside ball, that's a really nice blind being run by Owen. And the kick through by Imatoya will go out, so it'll be a Bulls line out, and this will allow the substitutes to come on. Dion Slabbert on for, I assume, Reinhard Ludwig. Keep asking, why did SAT switch off to being hit so comfortable? Yeah, I suppose a bit of complacency comes into it. They could also just be tired, to be fair. They could have just had one of those sort of stages where you've just been running around a lot and all of a sudden you are a little bit tired and you're kind of thinking, well, the game's already gone. So Dion Slabbert replacing and could see it. That's interesting. It'd be interesting to see if so Dion Slabbert's play on the flank here, or else Reinhard Ludwig, or I suppose Nokia could be playing on the flank in that sort of number 7 role, which he has done before. You've obviously seen quite a few people make that sort of transition from lock to flank. Yeah, good management there for Chris Smith, who's just kicked in behind, knocked on here from Bristol Bears. Devin Williams had a great game. He did indeed. I'm a big Devin Williams fan. I was always quite surprised that nobody had looked at him the way he was playing Pumas. I said he's a bit of a maverick. He tries a few things sometimes, like Warwick Lunt, and it's interesting because, you know, Devin Williams at the moment is playing so well, whereas Warwick Lunt's in a bit of a rut, and quite similar type of players in terms of willing to do, you know, a couple. Yeah, he's got the Player of the Match award there, so well picked out there. Yeah, I think that's very much deserved, actually. Very, very impressive, and I think he'll really relish that as a player who's bounced around a little bit. Was at the Lions, didn't really play. Went back to the Pumas, had to pay his dues. He's not a youngster; he's 31 years old. So, yeah, that's an interesting example of how your opportunity might come late. You know, was at the province, Western Province for a few years. Didn't really make it. Only a couple of games for the Stormers. He then made them move to the Pumas. Played 100 times for them, to be fair. Yeah, he's finally gotten a bit of a move to the Bulls, and he's been brilliant. So really, really cool. Made it on the left-hand side. Yeah, he's been really strong today as well. I think he could have definitely been a candidate for man of the match. Well, Chris Smith taking a bit of a piss there. I think it's Harry Forster actually decided to have a bit of a drop goal attempt. That's a nice little step there. Right, Bristol looking to go through the length of the field. 1.5 minutes left on the clock. Vakatawa, good work there. Lane, bit of pace there. Chris Smith making the tackle. Malins. Kutangunu tracking back nicely. Good work at that from the tight head. Now, cross kick. Well, jeepers, I mean, cross kick for the lock to chase. It's interesting. Henry Ullman actually done really well there. Oh, no. And then he's thrown towards Tian Lango, whose first involvement to knock it on. Not the best start there for the young. Okay, gets a bit of a cuddle from Ruan Nokia there. A bit of a consolation. Don't worry, kid. Muni stresni. But this has been a really strong outing by the Bulls. And I think what's impressing me the most about the Bulls is the rotation, the squad management, the depth. You know, Devin Williams, man of the match today. Mpilo Gamedi, you know, solid game. Brilliant game, actually, from him. David Creel, outside centre, has been pretty solid. You know, have forced a decent game. These are all players that don't make the Bulls' strongest 15 at the moment. I'll tell you what, Gamedi and Cameron Harnicorn. I mean, those two options are unreal. Randall almost caught on the ball there. Big hit coming from him. I think Chris Smith actually with a nice tackle. The clock is red. Magnus Bradbury splits the defense. The Bulls are asking for obstruction. They are going to have a check here. We were not here, just telling everybody to calm down a little bit. And they might have to go look at it. The way he just breezed through, I think, would suggest that there might be some obstruction involved there. Yeah, you can see there's like 3 players who are busy holding Kutang Unu as well as Ruan Nokia. So I don't think this is going to count. Yeah, this has to be obstruction, surely. Try stands. I'll take it all back. So yeah, burning back from all this. So it's not going to really matter in the end, to be honest. The Bristol still don't get a bonus point, and the Bulls, I suppose, only the Magnus Bradbury does get his first try in Champions Cup, and a bit of a consolation try, if nothing else. And yeah, the kick now to make it 19 points, and it's a pretty lazy kick, to be honest, and it goes well wide. Right, people, thank you very much for joining me. We will see you guys in about 10 minutes time. We'll be live once again, Stormers versus Sale. It should be a really cool game as well, so hoping to see you guys all over there. Please do smash like on the way out, subscribe to the channel if you are new,